Hey guys, my name is Martin, and from today, let's begin with a very interesting journey to study together traditional Chinese characters and the language of Mandarin Chinese. This is a very special course from a very special teacher, because I'm not a Mandarin teacher, but actually I'm a musical instrument designer and maker. That's a kind of traditional Chinese musical instrument. Yes, this is the musical instrument. The name is guqin, with a long history of 2000 years. Have you noticed the background music? I myself played it. I think it's really advantageous I'm not professional enough to give all those grammatical doctrines as they were in our traditional classroom. As a matter of fact, modern grammar is a very new application system that appeared so late in a very short history, at most 200 years. So obviously William Shakespeare and Jane Austen had never studied English grammar in their limited experience of school education. That's wonderful. My key point is coming. Yes, we don't need any grammar. But we do need some principle. What principle? I will tell you 5 minutes later. Basically, it's not a big problem to speak Mandarin Chinese if only you can speak English. For example, the simplest sentence structure like, I love you. You'll probably notice that in Chinese, 我爱你 is just totally same with that in English, I love you, in the same sentence structure and in the same word order. But if you learn to speak Japanese or Korean language, their expression would be more like I you love instead of I love you. You see, the Mandarin Chinese is really simple, easy, with only 2 exceptions, Chinese characters and full tones. Yes, a little bit difficult. What is full tones? Full tones like ah, 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 ah. Do you remember I love you in Chinese? 我爱你. Slowly. 我爱你. Oh, it's very difficult because it's far away from any Western languages. In tone, in pitch, everything. But believe me, it's not so important. Of course, you can follow the 410 studies, but not necessarily too serious, especially in the beginning stage. We should pay much attention to the most important and significant contents. And amazingly, at the same time so simple and easy. This is our fortune, our treasures. We should take all the things home first in one time. So today, this is our first lesson. I will prepare 2 gifts for you guys for the coming Christmas and New Year. The first one is the fast way and best plan to master 600 foundational Chinese characters. Yes, I know a lot of people lost their confidence in their study of the Chinese characters. They just wanted to learn Chinese pinyin as a kind of spelling and pronouncing system. Oh, probably I shouldn't say that, but it's totally wrong. It's absolutely no way to really acquire something without understanding of the Chinese characters, because it is indeed the real spirit of the Chinese language. And moreover, it's not so difficult if you know the secrets inside. But why did I specially mention 600 Chinese characters as the foundational preparation? That's because according to the Chinese official statistics, 581 Chinese characters can cover 70% of the contents that appeared in the Chinese newspapers. You may wonder, just 581 Chinese characters, you probably cannot believe that. But yes, this is determined by the characteristics of the Chinese language. In Chinese, we are used to assembling two meanings or three meanings to create a new word. Put several meanings together into a new word. In fact, even in English, this is a fairly common phenomenon, such as the English word washing machine. And of course, in Mandarin Chinese, it's more frequently used. For example, 眼睛 means eyes, or the singular 眼, the same meaning. And derived from 眼, we've got so many new words like 眼光, 眼力, 眼界, 眼泪, 眼镜, 眼眶, oh, countless. But in English, people are used to totally creating or inventing some new words like foresight, eyesight, scope, tears, glasses. Of course, occasionally a little bit similar to the Chinese way, like eye socket, just spelling out a new meaning. So that's why the new combinations and arrangements in all kinds of orders of the 581 Chinese characters can cover 70% of the contents that appeared in the Chinese newspapers. Moreover, only 3,500 Chinese characters, of course only with new combinations and arrangements in certain orders to be 55,000 Chinese words, can give a 98.4% coverage of the mainstream modern Chinese publications. So our significant first step only starts with 600 Chinese characters. Believe me, very useful, very interesting, and most importantly, very easy. Yes, this is the first gift for the coming Christmas and New Year. Next, welcome our second gift. Do you remember 5 minutes ago I said, we don't need any grammar, but we do need some principle. The principle is our second gift. Okay, let's welcome our principal. You certainly ever heard of lady first or America first, but I bet you've never heard of nonsense first. Let me give an example here. Yes, this is the same example. You know, the sentence structure still I love you, 我爱你, and the sentence below. Even no need of too much explanations. I believe all of you can easily, fully understand the whole sentence. Yes, the meaning is, I had ever loved you 10 years ago. But in Chinese way, I, 10 years ago, had ever loved you. But here you should particularly pay attention to the point, had ever loved, 爱过. And we also have some other 过, for example, 吃过, 看过, had ever eaten, had ever watched. So, basically it's very easy. But it's very interesting. The expression of 10 years ago is really not so important. But in Mandarin Chinese, we put it ahead of love. So this is what I said. Nonsense first. Let's see another couple of examples very quickly. Also related to I love you, the first one. Let's quickly skim it over. I ranking one time. Ranking one time means first time. I first time see face. See face means face-to-face meeting, means encounter somebody. So I first time encounter you and then loved up you. So that's very clear. I'd fallen in love with you the first time when I met you, when I saw you. But in Chinese way, I for the first time see you and then loved you. You see, for the first time I saw you, being ahead of everything. Nonsense first. Next sentence, more interesting. The same nonsense first, but in the latter half. I had ever loved 10 years ago that one, ever silent and light words of you. That's funny. I did love you, but not today. That's 10 years ago. You are probably so intelligent or self-confident or everything, but you are not the original version of you. Basically, this is not the English expression like, I did love you, who'd ever been so silent, so cool, so reticent about everything 10 years ago. And in this Chinese sentence, you see once again the nonsense first. So just pay attention to the compositions of modification and restrictions of the Chinese sentences. And therefore, I call it individually nonsense first. Actually, it's just kidding. Although we don't need any special grammar because all the human languages, in my opinion, are almost just similar. It could be undoubtedly helpful if you just pay attention to their specific characteristics. Actually, this is not only my own opinion. The famous American linguist Noam Chomsky holds the same point of view, but unfortunately, such a brilliant concept can do nothing but being jailed in the campus of Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Okay, let's end up our first lesson today with 10 Chinese characters, so important and so simple. Number 1, with Chinese pronunciation, 人, slowly, 人. Human being, person, people. We also provide a sound connection. French name, Jean, Jean, and 人. And number 2, 口, slowly, 口. What vivid image of human mouth. And the sound connection. Always causes from his 口. And number 3, 手, slowly, 手. You see the picture below. This is the writing of 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. Really looks like a hand, and with 5 fingers. And sound connection. Show you my credit card with my hand. Show and 手. Number 4, 上, slowly, 上. Means up, upside. And sound connection. Raise up your head and see the sun shine, shine and shine. And number 5, 中, slowly, 中. It means in the middle, inside. The name of China in several languages of Eastern Asian countries, such as in China, in Japan, in Korea, in Vietnam, the expression is 中国, means central country. I'm a Chinese, but I don't like the name of 中国 because China is not the central country and it shouldn't be the central country. It's not so polite, in my humble opinion. I think it's very easy to memorize the character 中 because there is a long stroke in the middle. Okay, let's see the sound connection. 中, the pronunciation is a little bit like the English name John. One of the earliest Chinese universities named St. John's University, established in Shanghai 100 years ago in Qing Dynasty, but unfortunately was eventually damaged by the chairman Mao. And number 6, 下, slowly, 下, means down, downside, downward. And the sound connection, shadow, 下. It's a little bit difficult for the English-speaking friends to pronounce it 下 slowly 下. Number 7, front, before, 前 slowly 前. Look, the image of the character 前 is really like the animal there. The sound connection chain and 前 chain 前 a little bit difficult for English-speaking friend. Oh, such a cute deer. Let's present her with a necklace of chain in the front of her chest. Number 8, 后 slowly 后 后 means back, behind, after, afterwards. Let's see the picture below. It's a historical relic in the museum. It's a bronze lamp, 2000 years ago in Han Dynasty. Sound connection, hold and hold. Somebody holds the lamp behind. Okay, number 9, 左 is the number 3 tone. 左 slowly 左. It means left. Let's pay attention to the lower part of this character. It's really like the English letter H that gets down. The sleeping H is an independent Chinese character. That means work or worker. Remember, the Workers' Party, Labour Party, is politically left-wing, left. And sound connection, though, although, 左. Though I'm politically left, although I'm politically left, but. The last one of today, number 10, 右. It means right, on the right hand. Do you remember the lower part, 口, the mouth? Sound connection. With the right of speech, you can open your mouth and speak it out. This is you. But remember, this character you only means on the right hand. It's the opposite of the left, only means that. It cannot represent something correct. Absolutely cannot. Okay, that's all for today. Although I'm not a professional Mandarin teacher, and at the same time, I don't think I have enough self-confidence to teach in English, because I had never been to any English-speaking countries before for my whole life. And I still love to share my individual survey on my native language. Just a little bit sorry about my very strange Chinese accent and usages. I hope you can understand that. So next time we will continue our intensive study on the 600 foundational Chinese characters. But in the beginning of the next lesson, we will introduce first why we should study the traditional Chinese characters, but not the more popular simplified Chinese characters. So see you next time, guys.